Hello, guys. I'm going to go live here for about 4 minutes, and I'm going to try to do another live about the book of Proverbs. And then I've got to coach another very busy day for the illusion, but I'll take it. So hot where I'm living, guys. It's 34 degrees right now. It tires you out, man. It tires you out. But pretty much everywhere you live, there's always something you got to deal with. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's raining all the time. There's always something. So I'm going to try and just take it for what it is. I live in a desert. It gets hot in the summer. Deal with it, Adam. All right. What I'm going to do in this stream, I'm just going to purely focus on the Denver Nuggets Timberwolves Game 7. And I'm going to cover Anthony Edwards, who I coded last week. And then I need to go to do the other stream. So God bless you, Emmanuel, my brother, and Riddler's here. God bless him as well. I'm going to put my air conditioner on because I'm really hot. I was really happy today. A kid messaged me that I used to teach in high school, and he said, "Thank you so much for teaching me English, allowing me to get opportunities for these jobs." He's just graduated, so couldn't speak a word of English when I first started teaching him. So important to speak English in Mexico, and now he's completely fluent. Darrell's here, one of my best friends. God bless you, my brother. Guy who makes me laugh every time he messages me. Hey, John, Liam, woo, ping the like, guys. Cheers. Tommy King, can't wait for you to talk, Professor Adam. One of the reasons I'm doing this is for Tommy King. Tommy King emails me most days. He's got a gifted mind, and he's very kind the way he speaks about me. And he was really impressed with my Timberwolves code. So I'll break down the Anthony Edwards code, then I'll go into the Game 7 because, guys, the reigning champions, Denver Nuggets, lost a 20-point lead in the third quarter. It can't happen. This ain't right. This is not right. And I did a video about the previous 6 games, how ridiculous they were. Same with the Knicks and the Pacers. The Pacers just went to New York, won a Game 7 by 21 points against the second seed, New York Knicks. And the Nuggets were the second seed because they somehow lost to the Spurs on the final day of the regular season to finish second. So Oklahoma would finish first, who got beat by the 5th seed, Dallas. So it's just all coded. The regular season means nothing other than making the playoffs. Other than that, it means absolutely nothing with the seeding. So this is my Anthony Edwards code. Before I get into him, right, he wears an armband. And often it has the number 5, okay, which is his jersey number. And then it has AE, same initials as me. So he's got the 5 and he's got the AE. Which when you look at that, it's actually 515. And that's the date that Michael Jordan inducted Kobe Bryant into the NBA Hall of Fame. I'm almost certain this Anthony Edwards is the son of Michael Jordan. I'm almost certain of it. And there's been a lot of disclosure. Michael Jordan saying, we have a superstar in our hands in Anthony Edwards. And I've noticed when he's getting interviewed by the media, he's very arrogant and cocky. He's got this brash personality. Michael Jordan had some of that as well. So, yeah, Liam, there's a good chance that Michael Jordan's demon went to Kobe, and now Kobe is not here anymore. That demon is with Anthony Edwards. That's how I see it, to be honest with you. So he looks like he's going to be the face. I think Jokic now is done. Jokic had all the war numbers. All right, and he had his Kobe numbers, but now he's got 3 MVPs. I think that was all World War III. Serbian, it was a Serbian who shot dead Franz Ferdinand that started World War I. I think Denver Nuggets are probably one and done now with that championship. So this is what I typed. Got 85 comments, which is funny because Edwards was born on 8/5. So I said this, we need to keep an eye on Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. I put this on my website a week ago. Guys, just so you know, I know a lot of you are on my website. I appreciate your support and the new members. I'm very grateful. You got to get there. You don't know what I'm posting in play and things like this, because I don't always do videos. So listen to this that I did about Anthony Edwards last week. Edwards was drafted in 2020. My last name, by the way. The same year Kobe died, and 60 players were selected, and Edwards was the #1 draft pick. Now, as I did this code, the Timberwolves were 6-0 in the playoffs because they were 2-0 against Denver, and they beat the Suns 4-0, which was a massive shock. They destroyed Phoenix Suns. And then the media started heavily pushing Anthony Edwards. And guys, have you seen how fruity Towns Anthony is? Or Anthony Towns? Hey guys, yeah, we had such a great game. It was awesome. Anthony Edwards was unbelievable. I think he's the best player in the league right now. If you hear him speak, it's outrageous, guys. And then sometimes he speaks like this. Yeah, we put in a great game. We deserve it. And you're like, what's your actual voice? One of them you're putting on. Anthony Edwards keeps getting compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And see how Bryant has Ant at the end. And MJ inducted Kobe Bryant into the NBA Hall of Fame. Edwards just starred in the Wolves series win against the Suns versus Kevin Durant, who's actually Anthony Towns' favorite player. Kobe won 5 NBA finals, and Anthony Edwards wears number 5. And I said, it seems that Anthony Edwards is going to become the biggest NBA superstar. Edwards has the word war in the middle of his last name. And it's funny because I share that last name and I keep talking about war. I know a lot of you want me to do a video about the Iranian president dying. That's pretty insane. I have a friend called Decoded with Cody. He did a brilliant breakdown of it if you want to know about why he died. And Decoding with Cody thinks Kamala Harris is going to be the next president. And it's pretty interesting. You know, I'm on Trump, but if it's Kamala Harris, it's very interesting what he's put together. So if you're watching, Cody, God bless you. Hey, Gwendolyn. Beautiful name. Now, listen to this. I told you Edwards has war in the middle of it. And Anthony is a shooting guard. And he was born in 1985, and Israel was attacked by Hamas with 85 days left in the year. Israel declared its independence on the 135th day of 1948, and Kobe was inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame by Michael Jordan on the 135th day of 2021. Kobe won 135 playoff games as well. Now, Anthony was born the same year as 9/11, and he was born in Atlanta, Georgia, where the Georgia Guidestones were located. All right, Kobe won 5 NBA finals and he lost 2, and Edwards was born 5 weeks and 2 days before 9/11. So COVID was declared a global pandemic on 3/11/2020, on the same day that the NBA shut down due to COVID. And the first NBA player to test positive was Rudy Gobert, who now plays for the Timberwolves. And he had a massive series. So I was like, there's got to be something to Rudy Gobert. He was the first NBA player to test positive for COVID. He's French. Now he's at the Timberwolves. Now, God bless you, Benjamin. Your birthday's on 9/11. Crazy stuff. Let me just sip on this water, and I'll break down the game last night. Guys, there's nothing quite like a nice cold glass of water when you're red hot, is there? Can I get a word in the chat? That cold water, like my back is sweating, guys. My shirt is stuck to my back. Right, let's break down what happened yesterday, because this is absolutely obscene what happened. I know a few people on my website got the Timberwolves at plus 900, and I've been saying for a while, futures are great. You want to hit futures. I've done 11 already this year. You ain't going to get all of them, but there's times where you can get a team at 9-1. And this is what happened with the Timberwolves when they were down by 20 points against the reigning champions who have the best home record in the league for the last 3 years. The Nuggets have lost 3 playoff games in the last 2 years. All 3 of them were in this series against the Timberwolves. Come on, guys. So where is it? And Tommy King, did you take the Timberwolves? Right, so going into this game, Denver had a 64% chance of winning and the Wolves 36%, but it don't mean a lot in these game 7s. So I said this series has been the most ridiculous series I've ever seen since I started coding the NBA 4 years ago. All right. The 2 teams I like for the NBA were the Nuggets and Boston. Nuggets have gone now. So I'll put my hand up there. But the fact is I did code the Wolves to win game 7, who were almost the same price as the Nuggets to win the Eastern Conference Finals before the season began. So there's a lot to consider. So a lot of people took the Wolves. A lot of people took the Wolves spread. And I know at least 2 took them when they were down by 20. If anybody, for whatever reason, took the Nuggets, well, your team was up by 20 points. They were minus 3,300. You can't lose money unless you're not paying attention, which can happen. And I understand that with our schedules and our life and all of that. But I've told you, if you do gamble, it has to be almost like, if you're serious about it, it's almost like a full-time job, which is not healthy, but that's what it was for me. So a few days before the game, I can't remember the name of the person, they left some insights for the Wolves. And it made me go, wow. And I don't read as many comments as I used to. I was like, this is interesting. And they were being complimentary to me. And the Wolves had only ever played in 1 game 7 in their history. And that was exactly 20 years prior to winning this game 7 against Denver. And in both games, they were down by 20 points, which is just scandalous. Your firstborn is named Adam. God bless you. What kind of team calls themselves Nuggets? I know there's a lot of... I'll break down some of the team names and what they represent. So the Wolves got their 1,176 all-time win as a franchise. 1,176 is the 48th triangular number. Now, the Wolves won Game 7 on Kevin Garnett's 48th birthday. He's one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. And he was a star of the Wolves team in their one and only Game 7. All right, where they came back from 20 down, and it's just happened again. On his 48th birthday, guys. Now, I said it's insane that Kevin Garnett signed with the Timberwolves on Nikola Jokic's 20th birthday. This is all before the game, before the Nuggets went up 20 points, and the Wolves took a 2-0 lead in the series, and they can become 2-0 in Game 7s exactly 20 years after they won their first Game 7. And I told you that you won, Tommy. Good lad. Please hit the like button, guys. I think I'm getting bit by a mosquito. They're appearing everywhere as well, these mosquitoes right now, doing my nutting. 2020, all those 20s as well. Anthony Edwards was drafted in 2020. It's when Kobe Bryant died. Remember, Kobe played 20 seasons in the NBA. And his last ever game was against the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gobert was playing for the Utah Jazz when he tested positive for COVID. 20,000 people attended Kobe's memorial, which was on 2/24. Remember, World War I lasted a span of exactly 224 weeks. And then 24 months later, Russia invaded the Ukraine. Kobe's jersey number was 24. Chicken nuggets, baby Nicola. Chicken nuggets all the way. Woo! Did I tell you that fun story about me and chicken nuggets? I think I probably told you. I was in Spain, I think for my not my 19th. I think maybe I was like 17. I was in Spain with my mum. And she said, Adam, it's your birthday. Get whatever you want. We'll take you to any restaurant you want. Okay? And I'm like, Mum, I just want chicken nuggets. I'm sure she was delighted. All right? I literally said, I just want chicken nuggets. So chicken nuggets, baby, all the way. Although I've not had them in a while, to be honest. Used to really enjoy them when I was younger. Now, it gets even crazier. Garnett was a star of the Boston Celtics. And Boston Celtics was my pick to win the Eastern Conference Finals. So they need to beat the Pacers. And yeah, they were the favorites, of course. Nuggets scored 70 points in game 6. And I said they can stay on 70 home playoff wins. So I think I've shown that is the case so often that you've got to look at previous scores. Can I get a woo in the chat? If you look back at the previous scores, it can give you clues into all-time records. So I was like, Nuggets, why did they get 70 points? That is nothing for an NBA team, especially reigning champions. 70 points. Plenty of teams get 70 points by halftime, to be honest with you. And remember, Queen Elizabeth reigned for 70 years. Daniel's 70 prophetic weeks, which connects to the book of Revelation. 70 is a big number. So they did. They stayed on 70 home playoff wins, and the game prior, they scored 70 points. Nikola Jokic is a 3-time MVP. I coded all 3 of them on my website. And his birthday was exactly 3 months ago. And the Nuggets and Wolves can stay on 3 season playoff losses. No, sorry. The Wolves can stay on 3 season playoff losses. And Denver can stay on 3 wins in the series against the Timberwolves. And that's exactly what happened. I've told you Jokic connects to World War III. Because I watched a tiny bit of this game. I actually watched it. I came in and saw a bit of it when they was up by 20. It was 58-38. I was like, okay, that Timberwolves code didn't work. That's what I was thinking to myself. It didn't work. And then they just went on a massive run. And like I said, that 20-point lead becomes a 17-point lead, becomes a 14-point lead, becomes a 12-point lead, becomes a 9-point lead. And you're like, what just happened in the last 3 minutes? It's gone from 20 points to 9. And it's all these turnovers. And then this is when I was supremely confident Minnesota was winning. I don't know if you guys watched. More often than not, when a team is able to get to the free throw line really early in the 4th quarter, they win. Has anybody caught that? It's what happened with the Timberwolves. About 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter, they said Denver's in foul trouble. This is hugely beneficial for the Timberwolves. So basically, every time Minnesota got the ball, they were getting fouled, going to the free throw line, knocking down both free throws. And then the commentators are like, well, Denver have to play it safe here. So they're either leaving open 3-point shots because they were scared of fouling, or they were just fouling. And you can just see like how corrupt it all is from top to bottom. Do you know in the last 5 years, the reigning champion has never gone past the 2nd round? How? Denver's roster, right, is the same as last year. If anything, you should have more confidence because you're champions and you've played with each other for longer. Why do these reigning champions not get past the 2nd round the year after they win the NBA? The main thing for Denver was the back-to-back. And because there's been back-to-backs everywhere, I've already done about 7 of them. Now, the Wolves can stay on 17 road playoff losses. 17's the 7th prime. The Nuggets can get their 49th home playoff loss, a span of exactly 49 weeks after they won the 2023 NBA Finals. All right? Which they won on George Bush Sr.'s 99th birthday. And 49 is 7 times 7. It was game 7. And if you notice now, number 77, Luka Doncic, is going to be playing in the Western Conference Finals with Kyrie Irving. But it's the number 77, guys. That number 77. So it's Dallas, who are against the Timberwolves, and Boston against Indiana. Look how Indiana are doing so great when that bloke, Caitlin Clark, signs for Indiana. So Indiana right now, if anybody can help me, Indiana's getting so much energy from the Pacers They also hosted the in-season championship, which LeBron and the Lakers won, the day that Bronny James returned from a cardiac arrest. And then they've got Caitlin Clark, and Larry Bird connects to Indiana Pacers and to Boston Celtics. And now they're meeting each other. This is all stuff me and my website would catch. So Larry Bird, Mr. 33. If you notice, both of those series, the Knicks and the Pacers and Boston, the Knicks and the Pacers and Denver and the Timberwolves were both 3-3. It's Larry Bird's jersey number. And in that in-season tournament in Indiana, there was the Larry Bird trophy. Now, Jason Tatum, who is the Celtics' best player, who connects to Kobe, Jason Tatum's birthday is 3-3. Yeah, there is, Eric. There is tons of connections with George Floyd and Timberwolves. So he died in Minnesota. He died in 2020, which connected to all my 20s that I found in the code for the Timberwolves. Yeah, George Floyd, killed by a white police officer, Derek Chauvin. Yeah, he died 25-5. The square root of 25 is 5, which is Anthony Edwards' jersey number. 5 is the third prime. Nuggets stayed on 3 wins in that series. Timberwolves are on 8 wins this season in the playoffs and 3 losses. 83 is Brady's birthday. 83 is the 23rd prime. It was 2nd seed against 3rd seed. It's just all coded. Have you heard of Andrew Bridgen in an interview saying we're at war with Russia, but we haven't been told yet? Russia have already threatened the UK. So, yeah, many people say we're already living out World War III. I don't know, because I've never lived through a world war before. Nuggets ended the season with 7 playoff wins, another 7. 7's the 4th prime. The Wolves got their 4th playoff win of this series. Now, this was massive. Wolves coach can become 11-11 in the playoffs. World War I ended on 11-11. The best player in the series was Naz Reid, number 11. Guys, I want to say God bless to Patrick on my website. His dad's in ICU. And if you can pray for him, I'd appreciate it. Again, your father being in intensive care, however old he is. So for any of you guys who believe in the power of prayer, please pray for Patrick's father. I don't know the name of his father, but yeah, I do believe in the power of prayer. So if you can do that, if you don't believe in the power of prayer, of course, you don't need to do it. 11 is the 5th prime. Denver can end the season with 5 season playoff losses. Anthony Edwards' jersey number. And Kevin Garnett wear number 5 at Boston. 5 is the 3rd prime. Wolves can stay on 3 season playoff losses. Now listen to this, guys. World War I began on 28-7. And the Wolves coach, he's coached 287 regular season games. This is how detailed I go. So he connects to war. The Wolves, remember Jurgen Klopp's last game, the German was against Wolves. I talk about wolves in sheep's clothing in the Bible. Nuggets lost game 6 by 45 points. Remember World War II ended in 45 the same year Hitler died. In the first quarter of game 6, there was a combined 45 points. I said the Wolves can stay on 45 playoff losses and become 4-5 on the road in the playoffs versus Denver with a win. 45 is the 9th triangular number, and the Wolves can get their 9th playoff win versus Denver. So I was looking at this. I was trying to look at it from a neutral perspective. It's a game 7. All right. Let me just look at it. And the code was the Timberwolves. It was the superior code. And like I said, when I saw that they were down by 20 points, I was like, that's just typical. I put all those 20s in my code and they're down by 20. I wasn't annoyed or frustrated. I don't get it annoyed or frustrated anymore by sports. I was like, all those 20s and they're down by 20 points. It's like, good one. And then they come back and win. I'm like, wait. And I got the message off one of my friends. He was like, please, Timberwolves, come back and win this. And like had a $sign on the tongue with one of those emojis. I was like, do you think they're going to win? Do you think they're going to win? I was like, I don't know. They're just knocking down points after points, and Denver can't score. And by the way, Timberwolves ended up winning by 8 to get their 8th win in the playoffs this season. And it happened again, guys. In the third quarter, Denver Nuggets scored 14 points. I said Jokic would have a big game. His prop hit 34 points. It was 32 was his point spread. He got 34. And he played 47 minutes, number 15. 47, the 15th prime. 47th president is going to get voted in. He also got 19 rebounds and 7 assists, and 197 is the 45th prime. All the 45s in my code for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves got 19 points in the first quarter and 19 points in the second quarter. And Remembrance Day was first honored in 1919. 19 is the 8th prime. They ended up winning by 8 points. I don't know. I will tell you this, that I have a friend who couldn't be any more of a diehard Denver Nuggets fan. Season ticket holder. He sometimes gets on planes and follows them around the US. He's a huge fan. And I'll show you this. This is what I said to him before. Guys, can you hit that like button? I'm going to go for about another 10 minutes. Are any of you guys going to watch my live stream about the book of Proverbs? Listen to this, what I said to him. And he's not going to, he's seen it and he's not responded. Right. Where is it? I said this. I don't know if you can see it, can you? I said, looks like you're losing game 7. I sent this actually the day before. I sent it on Saturday. Looks like you're losing game 7. Good luck, lad. And he said, doubt the Nuggets lose 3 times on their home floor in one series. 33-8 home record during the regular season. No way they lose 3 in one series. Not happening. Not happening. So I sent him this.
It could happen exactly 3 months after Jokic's birthday, bro. And Timberwolves can stay on 3 losses in the playoffs this season. I won't be shocked if you go out. I hope you don't, but I will not be shocked. Honestly. I think the odds are interesting as well. This league's a joke. You could easily lose 3 in a row at home, and the average NBA fan don't have a fucking clue. They'll just say, Anthony Edwards is the future.
Did you hear that? Give me a word if you heard that. So I can't tell if you heard it. And then I said 20-point lead in the third and best home record in the league over 3 years. The league's an embarrassment, bro. And he didn't respond. I hope he doesn't block me because he is a good friend. And I've been trying to tell him for so long about this because I care, not to rub it in his face. I literally said, I hope they win for you because he is a huge fan. Like I said, he kept asking me. I was like, I think you lose. And he knows how good I am at the NBA. But he's like, no way. They're not losing 3 at home. No way. I was like, that's the mindset of the average fan. That's not how it works. Yes way. The code was against them. Indiana Fever played today. Fever drafted Aaliyah Boston last year, number 1 pick. Wow, Durrell. That's insane. And Indiana Pacers are playing the Boston Celtics. Oh my goodness. So Aaliyah, remember Aaliyah died in a plane crash, the singer, just like Kobe, just like the Iranian president. Aaliyah Boston. And isn't it funny, Indiana Fever? I know, I apologize for the swearing. I do. I sometimes get carried away. It's when the normie NBA fan speaks to me like I don't have a clue, like I've not exposed this league for 4 years straight. When it's like, not a chance, mate. I'm like, there is a chance. Have you not watched this series, mate? You lost by 45 points in game 6. What makes you think you're not losing again? No, it ain't happening. Well, it did. Oh my word, a guy on my website coded Bologna to draw. I've just seen this right now. Guys, this is insane. A guy on my website coded Bologna to draw with Juventus. And they were 3-0 up. Rico 33 coded Santiago Castro to score. He did after 11 minutes. Bologna went up 3-0. I was like, okay, at least we got the goal scorer. It's finished 3-3. Juventus scored after 76 minutes, 83 and 84. Let me find out who left that code. I want to say thank you to you. That is mental. Is it you? Alex? Alex, can I read your code out? Alex, you give me goosebumps. I don't bet. I didn't win money. I don't bet. I read your code thinking, this is insane. And I did say, Alex, the only thing I said, I was like, Juventus plus 155. I didn't think Juventus were winning. That's why I was like very interested in your code. Juventus plus 155 is very rare in Serie A. And the fact Alex doesn't bet either and he puts codes like that. Let me read out his code. I remember reading it going, whoa, if that hits, that's brilliant. 3-0 up and draw 3-3 at home. Mate, genius stuff. Let me find your code. This is what I'm talking about. There's guys on my website. There's too many to name. But the fact that my brother here in the chat is coding at that level and not betting shows you that you can genuinely care about this code without being greedy, which is like me. I ain't greedy. Where's his? Let me find it. 3-3. Right, where are you? I'll just type in Bologna. How do you blow a 3-goal lead at home with 15 minutes left? Here it is. Right, I'm going to read it out. He said the teams play their 190th all-time match between each other. The teams have an identical league record coming into the match. Should they draw, they will move to 18 wins, 14 draws, and 5 losses. 18,145, like the record, is the 190th triangular number. 190 is the 19th triangular number. The teams come in at the match on 67 points each in the league. The teams can get their 67th all-time draw. 67 is the 19th prime. I'm going to share what he's just put here because this find here. I'm a good coder. I'm a very good coder. I wouldn't have found this. Read this. I would not have found this, what he just found. I'll tell you that for nothing. So give me a second. I want to make... Read that. Just read that. Should they draw, they will move to 18 wins, 14 draws, and 5 losses. 18,145 is the 190th triangular number. And he said that the teams will play their 190th all-time match between each other. Now, read that addition, Benjamin. The teams just played their 190th all-time match between each other. 18,145 is the 190th triangular number. All right? And they're now 18 wins, 14 draws, 5 losses. And anybody who took them to win, it paid out at 2-0. And if you didn't cash out at 3-0, you shouldn't bet. All right? And they're both on 68 points now. There's all your war numbers. All right? And they have 14 draws and 5 losses. And Israel declared its independence on 14-5. That is mental. You know, Juventus have drawn the last 5 games. Why? They've drawn the last 5 games. So, just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Thank you for that. See, I still get like, whoa, by other people's codes. I don't sit here all high and mighty like, huh, who's this guy thinking they can code on my page at that level? How dare they? I'm like, go on, bro. Brilliant stuff. Right. So for the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, that's all going to be on my website. I may even do a stream, guys, where the likes of Riddler, who's amazing, Alex, Savvy, Abid, many other coders, Rain and Pain. There's so many. There's so many. Zen. I don't like making these lists. I always miss people who are great. I'll try and do some private live streams for the NBA Finals and the conference finals. We can share our insights. All right. Because remember George Bush Sr.? His Secret Service code name is Timberwolf. It was Timberwolf. And Denver Nuggets won the NBA Finals on George Bush Sr.'s birthday. And then a span of exactly 49 weeks later, the Timberwolves gave Denver their 49th home playoff loss. Can somebody give me a woo for that? So we'll do all of that in a private stream I'll set up, even if there's only 20 of you there. We'll share our insights. We'll try and figure it all out. Try and figure out the NBA Finals. Will it be 4-2 with all the 42s? That's where I'm leaning right now, but there's a long way to go. Depends who gets there. Are we going to have Boston against Dallas with the JFK connection? Is it going to be Timberwolves against Boston with the president connection that I've got? Luca number 77. We know that Bush Jr., Clinton, and Trump are all 77 right now. So it's going to be fun. We're going to learn a lot. And remember with the series, a lot of games, guys. It's not just coding who's going to win the series. It's not just doing that. All right. It's going game by game. And like last night, two people took Timberwolves at 9-1. There were no 9-1s before these series anywhere. So just going game by game, day by day. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get carried away. Don't get too emotionally involved in it all, and just learn. And it's fun that way. When it just becomes about money and ego, the fun disappears. When it's about knowledge and wisdom and winning a bit of money and helping each other, that's the joy. That's the joy you can find from coding. But most people who code are only coding for that. And eventually that's going to bite them in the ass. I will tell them that for nothing. Like, right, give me a woo if you will watch my video about the book of Proverbs. It's going to be part 2. I'm going to be reading the second half of the book. I want to know if any of you are going to be there. I know not all of you are Christians and have any interest in the Word of God, and I understand it. I didn't for so long. But is any of you going to stay and watch that? If so, I'll set it up now, and I'll do it before I coach. Just let me know. And again, please hit the like button if you haven't already. So Riddler's going to be there. Okay. Got my boy Riddler there. He's being baptized, guys, Riddler. He's been reborn in Christ. He had to fight his demons for the majority of his life. And Christ came into his life. So, again, just a blessing that I know Riddler. Wouldn't have known him without the code. Not a chance. There's no way. Same with all of you in the chat. I wouldn't have known you if this code didn't come into my life. I appreciate all of you. So I hope Durrell's there as well, my brother. He's helped me a lot on my journey. He might not be a coder, but he's so smart and he can make connections. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Aaliyah Boston right before I go. Because I didn't know that. In the WNBA, come on, guys. Oh, my word. Aaliyah Boston. It's 22. St. Thomas, oh, my word. Number 7 for the Fever. Again, that Fever, there's got to be another pandemic coming. 6'5", 220 pounds. It's probably a bloke, isn't it, guys? Aaliyah Boston plays for Indiana, and Boston are going to be playing against Indiana. Oh my word, there's a basketball player called Camila Cardoso. She was born in 2001, the year of 9/11, on the anniversary of Hitler dying and the Church of Satan being founded. I need to look into Camila Cardoso as well. These are not women. I'll tell you that. From 6'7". Yeah. All right then. Guys, you'll gladly be a spectator. Okay, Mark Idden's going to be there. All right, guys, I'm off. Thank you all for your support. I appreciate you. And I'll set up this Proverbs live stream now. Cheers, guys. God bless you all. See you all there. And again, please hit the like as soon as you get into all my videos. It helps me a lot. 24 is not a lot, but it's better than nothing. All right. God bless you. Speak to you all soon. Bye.